I want to take a quick look at a device that I often recommend for DaVinci Resolve, and that's the speed editor. The reason I recommend it is that it's a really easy way to get started with Resolve, and especially if you're looking for a Resolve Studio license. So the Studio license is currently $295 US, and this device is $475, I think. I'll put it up here after I double check. Which means you get a studio license plus the hardware for, in this case, about $180 difference. And the way this thing is set up, it makes learning Resolve very easy, and it makes using Resolve very easy. The speed editor connects to your computer either by USB or Bluetooth. I currently have it plugged in USB, but Bluetooth actually works just fine. There's no delay to it. And that leads us to the first problem that I have with the device. And that is, if you travel with it and it is in your luggage carry-on, when you fire up Resolve on the plane, if you're editing on a laptop, or maybe even an iPad, I haven't tried that, it can connect in your luggage and mess things up for you. That happened to me. That's how I know it can work. You have to either turn off Bluetooth or disconnect the device in your Bluetooth setting. Something to be aware of. The way I use this is for quick assembly, and as the name implies, speed editor, that's what it's designed for. So let's do some quick assembly. This is the truck tutorial I did before. We get rid of the inspector here, so we're looking at your standard viewpoint. And let's look at the first thing here. Now, so you see what I'm doing? I'm just, instead of using the mouse, I'm using this search dial, they call it, which mimics hardware that we used to use back in the day. So then you see here, there's in and out. So this is the way you're supposed to use the speed editor, with your hands on either side. And then you can usually do most of it without having to take your hands off the hardware here. So let's mark in. I want the first click, but not the second. So out, and then append. We'll put it at the end of whatever's going on in your timeline. So append, and there we have it. But I don't want to leave it on that. So let's go to the next one here. This is the hood opening. Now in this preview window, you see that there's already in and out point. And if you don't want those in and out points there, you can hit the in and out buttons on the speed editor at the same time, and away they go. So let's find there we go, in, out, great. Now, but I don't want to put it at the end, I want to put it on top. So there's a paste on top button here. Boom. Now you can see that's pretty long. Good enough. I want to make it shorter. I want to end it here with it. You could do this the way I do it with hotkeys, which is to split and then delete the end. But let me show you something else. Oh, hey, did I just undo with the speed editor? Yes. The escape button right here, also, if you look on the side of it, I don't know if you can see that too well, on the front of it, there is a little undo printed. So if you double tap, it usually does the thing that's printed on the front of the key. So let's say I want to end it here, that's fine. You can trim out. Now, if I hold trim out, what it does is it grabs the wrong file. It's grabbing the one underneath. I want it to grab the file I am right on top of with the playhead. So let me show you how to do that. You go to Timeline, Video, and Selection follows Playhead. Now, whichever clip the playhead is over, it will select automatically for you. Kind of handy when you're using these quick features. So I want to cut this a little short. Good. So I'm going to hold trim out. Now select the right one. Now the search dial changes where the end of that clip is. This is really super fast. Very fast way of doing edit. So now let's continue to the tools coming in. Get the tools coming in. I don't really want that much. In, out, append. So I want to get back to that clip in the source viewer, and that's what these source and timeline buttons are for. So I can go to source, and now the source is highlighted. And you can tell which one is highlighted by which one's title is red. So now speed edit is red. Now the source is red. So we'll get the other tools coming in, just tapping the frame in, out, append. I'm going to do something else here, and that is I want to actually zoom in a little bit on this second clip. So hovering over this clip, I'm going to hit the close-up button, which puts another clip on top that is right exactly, it starts right where the playhead was. So that's a jump that I don't actually like. So I'm going to go ahead and select that and then hold trim in to move the beginning of it back. Now it's zoomed in to the point where I can't actually see the tools coming in. So there's a close-up on the front of the close-up button. It says Y pause. If I hold that, you can then change the Y position up and down. So you can see I've come down too far. We'll turn it back up. There we go. So now what you get is a close-up of the second set of tools coming in. All right. Now let's continue on here. So I have a narrative here somewhere. Yeah, there it is. And we'll go back to the beginning. Now this is a significantly longer clip, so moving this jog wheel around doesn't go very far. So I'm going to take it off of jog and put it on scroll, which moves very quickly indeed. The shuttle function uses it like if you tilt it, if you tilt it this way, it'll play slowly. Tilt it that way a little bit more, it'll play full speed, a little bit more. So this is also a very quick way to get from beginning to end. And it mimics, again, hardware that we used to use. I usually go back and forth between jog and scroll, and I don't really use shuttle. So let's find the beginning. I like that sigh. So we'll start there. I am not a mechanic. That's all I need. Append. Go back to the source viewer. Nor do I play one on TV, except for today. We're going to cut that out. We don't need it. And start right before and what I have to do, because I'm the one available, even if I'm not the best one to do it, is double check the brakes on this car. And I don't think we want, because what I have to do, I don't want all that extra stuff in there. What I have to do out, append, source, because I'm the one available, even if I'm not the best one to do it, is right before is double check the brakes on this car and refill the brake fluid. Now out. Well, I don't want that out, but we'll fix that later. And then append. But now you can see in the audio, you can see where it says out. While I'm here, I'll just go ahead and trim out and get rid of that. We'll go back to the beginning and watch it. I am not a mechanic. And so that's a jump cut right there, which I don't really like. So what I'm going to do is on this second clip here, I'm going to make it another close-up. That's pretty good. And what I have to do is double check the brakes on this car. And okay, this is a lot of me, so let's go ahead and find some B-roll. Double check the brakes on this. It's fine. Now it's somewhere down here. Oh my! I don't know where my preview. There we go. There's the coffee one. We'll find a good spot here of drinking coffee. Start. Stop. And again, paste on top. But I don't want the audio from that because I'm talking underneath it. On the speed editor is a video only and an audio only. So I'm going to hit video only. And now when I paste on top, it's only going to put the video there. Well, let's have a look. Brakes on this car and refill the brake. Let's make that a little bit shorter. For some reason, it's not selecting it, so I'm going to go ahead and do that myself. And then trim it out a little bit. Yeah, that looks good. Check the brakes on this car and refill the. So I like that tap. So I'm going to back up a little ways, right, to where it starts and hit the close up again. And let's see. On this car and refill the brake fluid. Okay. So you can see how quickly you can put together a somewhat finessed timing edit this way. So if you have a speed editor, I would get it out and use it as much as you can. The more you use it, the faster you get with it, and the more your investment pays off. And I think it's one of the most sensible ways of getting a studio license if you are the kind of person who likes to have hardware like this. Thanks for coming along. Catch you in the next one.